Hey, this is Dennis Fassett, the Cashflow Mercenary. Welcome to another installment of Cashflow Mercenary Television. Today and tomorrow I want to finish up our discussion on private investing. And for today, what I want to talk to you about is how I got my private investors. The way I started was the way everybody else started. I started spamming Craigslist with ads. I spammed Craigslist for a year with ads on private investing, and the way that you see them still done today, didn't have one bit of success. I spent a lot of money having a sales letter professionally written, buying mailing lists, targeting specifically different groups of people. Didn't have a single bit of success with that either, and it just really stunk. What really, when things started to turn around for me, is when I decided to talk to people that I knew. My wife told me, she said, you've got a lot of credibility with people already. You've got a track record of doing this already. Why don't you start talking to people that you already know, that already kind of understand what you're doing and who you are? I thought, okay, well, I guess nothing else is working, so I might as well try that. So I couldn't believe that would work. And you know what? It really did. So I started to tell everybody I knew what I was doing and just bringing up in open conversations. And, I don't know why I didn't before, but now everybody knows that I'm in rental real estate, and then I look for private money. But what I tell you, the way that you broach the subject with people is actually deviously brilliant. And, if you think about it, the economy sucks right now. The stock market's up, up over it was off its lows, but it's still down 50% from its high a year ago. So it's still down quite a bit, actually roughly 50%. So it's still down really bad. So the economy is still on everybody's mind right now. So when I get into conversations with folks, now, they already know I'm in real estate. So when I get into conversations with folks, I end the conversation with a little kind of a drop of suggestion. I said, well, and that's why I'm buying rental property. Blah, blah, blah. Well, that's why I'm buying rental real estate. And I tell you, 9 times out of 10, sometimes 10 times out of 10, they'll come back and ask me, you're buying rental property? What do you mean by that? And it'll spawn a whole discussion on what I'm doing. And what I make sure I do is I don't just unload on them when they ask me about rental real estate. What I do is I'll just give them 1 or 2 word answers. Well, yeah, I'm buying rental houses, and make them draw it out of me. This worked so successfully that 2 people that I did that with finally came out and asked me if they could loan me money. They asked me if I would take their money. How would you like to have private investors doing that? Now, it's not going to happen unless you've got a track record, but it was pretty cool the way that happened. And another private investor they had, again, similar story. I never thought this guy was even listening to what I was talking about my rental properties and stuff, because I love to talk about it. Cash flow properties are my favorite subject. I didn't even think this guy was listening to me when I was talking about this stuff. And one day, out of the blue, I didn't even drop the line on him about that's why I'm buying rentals. He just called me and asked me, hey, listen, I know you're doing all this rental stuff. I know you're paying good interest rates. How come you never asked me, can I loan you money? So I've had 3 of my private investors call me and ask me if they can loan me money. And it's all because I just put it out there, and I kind of chummed the waters, and I just dropped the lure in the water, and they bit. It's much easier and it's a lot less effort than spamming Craigslist and buying mailing lists and doing direct mail and trying to talk people into it. It's much more comfortable. And I even have multiple deals with some of these folks that it goes so well. So when people get a taste of 8 or 9% interest, they come back for more, because that's a good return right now, especially since it's a fixed rate return that you can't get anywhere else right now in the economy. So I highly recommend you put away all your other techniques, spamming people and trying to put anonymous ads on Craigslist. That stuff doesn't work. Develop a track record. If you've already got a track record, start talking to people that you know. I think it'll pay amazing dividends. It has for me. This is Dennis Fassett, the Cashflow Mercenary. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll talk again soon.